of quiz 14, which was related to topic motion, mass, weight, pressure, and energy. In the first question, which measuring instrument is used to measure a diameter of a thin metal wire? Because if you want to measure a small quantity or shorter length, then we always check the least count of the instrument, like the smallest value which the instrument can record. So if we use a scale is there, so smallest value it can record is 1 centimeter, or you can also say 0.1 centimeter, or you can say 1 millimeter. For a measuring tape, same, it is 0.1 centimeter or 1 millimeter. For a meter rule or a meter scale, it's also same, 0.1 centimeter or 1 millimeter. But for a micrometer screw gauge, it is accurate to 0.01 millimeter. So micrometer screw gauge is the most accurate one, like can measure a very short distance or a length. That's why D is the right answer. In question 2, which property of an object is a consequence of effect of the gravitational field acting on it? Like because of the gravity or gravitational force, what the object will have? It will have density. No, density is mass present in a unit volume. Because of the mass and volume, the object will have density. The mass is amount of matter, like how many particles are there, number of the particles. Volume is a space occupied by the object. But what about the weight? Weight is due to gravity, because weight is a force of a gravity acting on the object. That's why D is the right answer. In question 3, a car starts from rest. The table shows the reading of its speedometer every 10 seconds. Like after every 10 seconds, how much the speed changes, that is given. Which row describe the motion of a car in first 30 seconds and in the last 30 seconds? So in the first 30 seconds, zero acceleration or non-zero acceleration. What does it mean, zero acceleration? Zero acceleration means like speed is constant or no change in speed. But there is a change in speed. You can see 0 become 4 after 10 seconds, then 4 become 10, 4 will change to 8 after another 10 seconds, and then 8 changes to 12 after another 10 seconds. So what it shows that the speed, like the speed of an object is increasing and it is having an acceleration. So acceleration is not 0. So for the first 30 seconds, the object is accelerating. There is a change in speed and it is a non-zero acceleration. Zero acceleration means like no change in speed. But motion during a last 30 seconds, like from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. So what happened? You can see the speed is not changing for the last 30 seconds. So the speed is not changing for the last 30 seconds, like 30 to 40, 40 to 50, and 50 to 60. So what we can say that speed is constant. So here it will have a constant speed. The speed is not changing. And the first part, the acceleration is not 0. Like acceleration is having certain value. So non-zero acceleration for the first 30 seconds. And there's a constant speed for the last 30 seconds. That's why D is the right answer. Is it clear? Discussion? The next question, it's actually related to pressure, gravitational potential energy, or energy, you can also say, as well as the density. So in the question, figure 1.1 shows a seawater which is flowing down a channel into a tank without splashing. So a seawater is flowing and into a channel. The water is flowing at a rate of 800 kg per minute. Like after every 1 minute, 800 kilogram of the water will enter this tank. The length and the width of a tank is the length and the width of a tank are 3.1 meter and 1.2 meters. The density of a seawater is 1020 kilogram per meter cube. Calculate the depth of the water in the tank after 1 minute. Give your answer to three significant figures. First, we should know like what volume will enter, because from the volume we can use a formula length, width and height. So first we'll find what volume of the water enter this tank, or how much water enter this tank. So we have the formula density is mass per unit volume. So if we need the volume, so volume is mass divided by density. After 1 minute, like every minute, we know 800 kilogram enter every minute. So how much mass will be there? So the mass will be 800. And what is the density? They mention here density of a seawater is 1020. So this will be 1020. So 800 divided by 1020. This will give us the volume of this. What's the answer for this? 800 divided by 1020. 800 divided by 1020.
0.784.
So this much volume of the water, 0.784, and the unit, because unit of the density is kilogram per meter cube, so the unit of a volume will be meter cube. Now we have the volume. To know what is the depth here for a rectangular cube, we have the formula that volume is equals to length multiplied by width multiplied by height. Height or a depth, it's the same thing here. So length, width and height. So volume we have in the question, like volume is equals to length, width and height. The volume we calculated 0.784. It is 1.2 meter long. And the length is 3.1 and width is 1.2. So 3.10 times 1.2 the width multiplied by height. 3.1 into 1.2 is multiplied, other side will be divided. So it will be 0.784 divided by 3.1 times 1.2. This will give us the height or the depth, like how deep this tank is, or how much, what is the depth of the water in this tank. So that's equal to 0.21, and the unit of the length or height or width, as it is in volume was in meter cube, so we'll get in meters. So is it clear discussion? So first we work out what volume is there, like total volume of the water present in after 1 minute. And then after knowing its volume, we have the formula volume of a tank equal length, width and height. As they mentioned, it's a rectangular container. So we have the length, we have the width. So if we need the height, or you can also say the depth, so we use that to work out. Is it clear, this one? And it is very important when you solve such questions, you write a formula, because either show a substitution or write a formula. As some of the students submit this test without writing a formula, they got the answer, but you have to show which formula you use for it. The next one, the height of a water decreases by 0.42. Like that is a change in height. As it flows down the channel, calculate the decrease in gravitational potential energy in each second. So we want to calculate how much the potential energy decrease. The GPE, the gravitational potential energy, is equals to mg and h, or you can also say delta h. Here h is a change in the height. And we want to calculate the like the height of a decreases by as in the water flow each second. We want the change in gravitational potential energy every second. But in the question, they give us that 800 kg of the water flow every minute. So this mass is 800 kgs for 1 minute. First, we have to find like how much mass of a water will be there in 1 second. So you can use a ratio here to work out like if 800 kg is there in 1 minute, which is equals to 60 seconds. So 800 kg is there in 60 seconds. If you want how much mass is there in 1 second, so that will be x. So we just cross multiply. So x will be equals to 800 divided by 60. This 800 divided by 60 will give us what is the mass in 1 second. Because in the question, we need how much the gravitational potential energy changes every second. So it is 13.33. So 13.33 kg per second. Like for every second, 13.33 kilogram of the mass will flow. So the mass will write 13.33. The gravity is 9.8. You can also take 10 here. And the change in the height is 0.42. So multiply 13.33 times 9.81 times 42. What's the final answer? For the GPE, the gravitational potential energy, 54.74. So 54.74 or 54.7 and the unit of energy is joules. Is it clear? Part B, how we worked out the potential, gravitational potential energy. Anyone having a doubt? Then the last part, the water stopped flowing. The depth of a water in the tank is 0.8. Calculate the pressure. Due to the water they're asking, they did not ask for total pressure. They asked pressure at the bottom of the tank due to water. So water is a liquid. How we can work out the pressure exerted by the liquids? That density, gravity, and depth. So density of a seawater, it's given in the first part, 1020. Gravity is 9.81. And the depth, that is 0.8, 0.8. So if you multiply all of them, you'll get the pressure in Pascal. What's the answer for this? 1020 times 9.81 times 0.8. 7,996 or 7,900. 7,997 and the unit of the pressure is Pascal. So this was a pop quiz 14, which was related to the motion, mass, weight, pressure, and energy.